gentlemen.
Here goes nothing. You'll be live in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, wait, are we starting the game?
I haven't started anything.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mid-Spring Speed Fling, and you are all watching the one and only race of the marathon. Yes, for some reason, for some silly, gosh darn reason, we are presenting the only 2 runners at a time among this wonderful.
Okay, it might actually be coming through. Someone said it was.
Are we good then?
Yeah, we do have audio. Okay, we can hear it.
Hey, all right. Are we live?
Hopefully.
We're live.
All right. Okay, sorry about that. We were just a little quick tech scare there, but we are. So I think we are okay. If we aren't, though, then we'll get that solved. But if you all can hear me, hello, my friends of Midwest Speed Fest. I hope you all are enjoying Mid-Spring Speed Fling 2022, and welcome to the one and only race of our program. So silly, in fact, that it seems the stream wants to do streamy things, but we're okay. We're going to schmoove along, and I welcome you all to the Castlevania race. To one side, we got the man with the golden voice when it comes to things like Trinkles and Triforces and Ganon. Oh my, lozcardsfan23. Introduce yourself, my good pal.
Good evening, everybody. I'm lozcardsfan23. It's good to be back here at Midwest Speed Fest's Mid-Spring Speed Fling. It's here in 2019 with the Castlevania run, and we are back here in 2022, but this time I've got an opponent.
Indeed, and to our other side is the world record holder for not just any percent, but also this very category, whip only, the man, charlie9631.
Good evening, everybody. Hope everyone's having a great Saturday night. And I'm charlie9631, and I'm the world record holder of both categories on Castlevania and MS-DOS.
Indeed, and said category tonight you'll be seeing is whip only, so both of our runners will not be able to use any of the sub-weapons, so this should be very interesting. As for myself, I am one of your friendly chat mods now sitting in the commentator seat. I am Tempest Mask 1000. You all might have seen me at Midwest Mini Fest in December. I ran Mega Man Extreme 2, and I am more than happy to represent my good friends here, alongside our wonderful host of the wonderful Pumpkin Jaxler for this wonderful spooky game. So, with that in mind, gentlemen, shall we get this race started?
Ready to roll.
Oh yeah. Okay then, so how this is gonna work is I'm gonna get started and then move. I'm gonna count our runners down, but then we will not start the timer just yet. We will once both Charlie and Loz get control of Simon Belmont. So Loz will actually go ahead and do the proper countdown. So I'll do 3 to 1. Gentlemen, start your games, and then Loz, do the rest. You ready?
All right, let's go.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Now.
All right, time should start now then, and here we go. So welcome, my friends, to MS-DOS Castlevania. This game is modeled after the original title that started it all on the NES or Famicom, and we are playing as the ever so legendary Simon Belmont, trying to take care of the wicked Count Dracula. Now, this game has a few differences aside, quirks and coding and all that stuff. For instance, you notice that our runners had to damage boost off of the zombies. That's because Simon's jump height is somehow unable to clear their hitboxes as compared to the normal game. So damage boosting is definitely going to be seen with those foes. But damage boosting is also a bit common here too, because wouldn't you know it, the iframes have actually taken a major buff as compared to the originals. What did it say, 1 second or a few seconds? Whereas here, we got 5 seconds of iframes, and it's one of the most amazing things about it. It allows us to just go through some damage and do things like the ever so wonderful bat boost right there. It's a little different from the main game because you had to see our runners like jump off of that wall and stuff, but it allows us to skip those nasty fishmen in the cavern below and will allow them to cross on over to the hallway leading to our first boss, the Giant Bash. Now you'll see that there is a stage counter that goes as they go to different sections. I usually define it as a total of 6 stages, as in main stages, but with that in mind, we also have a nice little thing that happens to exist within this version of Castlevania. That being, there's a save system. So if anything bad were to happen, our runners have the ability to save up and then load on a dime. So that makes some of the otherwise difficult stages a bit more forgiving, I guess you could say. Other than that, as I mentioned, this is whip only, so neither Loz nor Charlie can use sub-weapons. That requires them to not use the typical strats that you might have seen had you watched a run of this game before. I would also like to remind that LZ did bring Castlevania to Summer Games Done Quick 2019, so if you remember it then, well, the game has certainly evolved a bit since then. Not like we'd entirely know, though, because, of course, without the use of sub-weapons, some of those strats won't entirely be possible. But we still got some magic, and including, but not limited to, this upcoming Medusa boost. And there we go. 1 out of 2, 2 out of 2, nicely done. Now, if they failed, that wouldn't have necessarily caused a soft lock or a death, but rather it would have required them to try again, if I'm not mistaken. So, like I said, this game is a bit more forgiving than the NES Castlevania runs. That is a given. But with that, we're going past some bone pillars. And I hope you all are enjoying the music, by the way, because in some of the stage themes, just a bit of a warning here, some of the soundtrack channels like to get a little bit out of place once a song has completed a loop. It's a quirky
Especially
probably
in
hear...
stage 3 and stage 4.
Right you are, Charlie. It's something you're probably going to hear, so please don't mind it. It's just the game being the game. The game knows, as LOZ likes to say. But here's the Medusa fight. Now, this fight is usually easy, usually quick.
Easy.
Still easy here, of course. And there we go. Orb! Nicely done, both of you. So, I'm actually watching from a bit of an interesting split view here, but I don't think I'm entirely in sync, so we'll definitely have to see what the final time for both of our runners is, but when I say someone may be in the lead, I could be a bit behind. Just a bit of an apology from yours truly if that is indeed the case. Moving on to
the... not behind LZ, but I think I'm kinda in the lead.
Fair enough. We are moving on to the third main stage. Now, if you were to ask NESvania runners, they'd probably say this is the hardest one. But these two would say in Castlevania, not so much. And part of that, of course, is, I would say, has to be chalked up to those wonderful, fancy iframes, but also the save and load system. Because like I said, you can get back to an entry point whenever you can, however you can, if you need to. It's all that good stuff. But now we're moving on to stage 8. So we got a bunch of chasms to clear leading up to the dreaded mummy bosses. But as we are dodging some skeletons that like to cough up bones, I think this would be a wonderful time for my man Jax to read us any donations or announcements. So go ahead, my friend.
All right. Well, we had a $25 donation come in from Anonymous with no comment, but thank you so much for your donation. Additionally, if we have some time, I'd like to plug a couple of donation incentives that we have coming up for our Resident Evil 4 VR run. So there are a couple of big orders, and on top of that, we have 2 more incentives that haven't been met yet. There is an egg truck incentive where, if met, the runner, Rich Blues, will egg a truck driver during the RE4 VR run, which is incredibly hilarious. And then there's also an incentive to watch the Krauser cutscene in that run as well. So make sure you get in your donations if you want to see those being met.
Oh, my man Krauser. I've played a bit of Resident Evil, those auto-scrolling shooters, Darkside Chronicles. My man Krauser definitely has it rough, let's just put it that way. But anyway, moving on. So now comes the mummy boss fight. One of our two has cleared it. Now we just gotta wait for the other. Another orb grab, and just remember that, as with the usual Castlevania affair, to ensure that once we've completed a level that the score doesn't keep us stalling for too long, it helps to have the least amount of hearts possible. Now, because we cannot use any sub-weapons, that makes it a catch-22, because then we can't dispense them. So if we happen to see at least 5 hearts, which is what Simon usually starts with, I almost corrected myself there, then yeah, that's pretty much a good thing. But now we move on to level 4, and we are going to try and see if we can get that cave skip, because we do not like those fishmen, and yep, Charlie's got it. Now let's wait for LOZ.
Got it!
But as you can see, yeah, nicely done, man. As you can see, whenever it's completed, you just gotta skedaddle up above those. Are those stalagmites or stalactites? I can't get the two. I can't.
Stalactite.
Thank you. You walk across those stalactites and the rest becomes simple as butter. I can't believe it's not butter. Now we got some fleamen being dropped in by the birds, because bird is the word. And coming up soon, we will have. Hey, nicely done. That is indeed what we like to see. But, yeah, bird is the word, and then we got some bone dragons in a hallway leading up to this infamous boss, that being Frankenstein's creature and the hunchback Igor. LOZ or Charlie, would any of you like to quickly explain what we're looking for in that one?
Orb.
Orb!
Yeah, pretty much.
Because in whip only, we do not have to worry about the soft lock.
Right. That is a good point, because in the 80% category, there can be a easy sprite overload, and whenever that happens, defeating a boss will indeed cause the orb not to spawn. So that can be a terrible situation to put yourself in. So thank goodness for that save system. Otherwise, we just gotta whip Frank's creature as many times as we can until he goes down, preferably in the head. But, you know, Igor's bouncing around and stuff. And then, once one is down, the other flees like the man that he is.
Yeah, Frankenstein trolled the heck out of me, plus I had yummy inputs. And that's something that can happen a lot in any category, but especially whip only.
Correct, Mundo. Alright, so now we're moving on to the next stage. And, my friends in the audience, let me ask you, what is the one Castlevania regular that we usually like to see who might be just as immortal as Dracula, except for as everlasting as he is, the man still sees subservience to the Vampire Lord? Do you want to buy a vowel with that one?
I'd like to solve the puzzle, Pat.
Yes, go ahead.
The game knows no bounds. That's before and after, by the way.
The answer is indeed death, though, the Grim Reaper. And before him is a pretty long hallway. And that can be one of the equalizers that this game has to offer. I've seen it before with Charlie in our last race, where the man really tried to go for as fast a strat as he could. And if those Axe Knights get in your way, then kiss your fast pace goodbye.
Oh, yeah.
That thing is stabbing you in the back. But at this very moment, I think we should be at a decent point to get a couple more announcements in if you got any, Jack, so go ahead.
Alright, well, I'd like to take a moment to talk a little bit about what we're doing this event for. So Mid-Spring Speed Playing is supporting Save the Music, a non-profit charity. Save the Music's mission is to help students, schools, and communities reach their full potential through the power of making music. As one of the leading music foundations in the United States, they support their partner communities by donating instruments and musical technology, providing support services for teachers, and advocating for music education. To learn more, you can visit savethemusic.org.
Wonderful stuff, my friend. And yes, Save the Music is a pretty sweet organization. As someone who's had quite an affinity for music ever since middle school and beyond, I can definitely say I support the cause with every note and clef in my heart. But with that, we're moving on to the hallway. Let's see if we got the no whammies. And both runners have approached death, so now let's see how this fight goes. Y'all know that he likes to toss his sickles, and it makes us sick. So let's see if we can at least corner him. Pardon me for my little slowdown. Seems...
Man, the RNG was something else. You couldn't have asked for a better stage.
Hey, it seems we are moving on, though, to one last foe. Alright, so, normally I would ask you all to spam hearts in the chat to give our runners the best luck they can for sub-weapons, but not this time. If you want to spam your heart emotes, though, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Otherwise, spamming Berkey is a wonderful substitute. But now we are moving on to the final stage. And so, let's cross that broken bridge. By the way, a little fun fact. You might have noticed that the last two stages had a bit of a mixed-up theme going on. That's another one of those silly little quirks Castlevania has to offer, don't you know? I believe the song, one of the songs was Heart of Fire. The other one was what?
Walking off the edge.
Right you are,
Thank
Ken.
you, Charlie. All right, here we go. So now we're moving on to the castle's interior. Now, a little quick memory question for LOZ. What was the name that we ever so lovingly called Dracula during GDQ?
Count Chocula.
Indeed, because we want his cereal. And so, as we're coming up to Chocula, here's what we need to do. We need to hit him in the head as many times as we can on phase 1.
That was intentional.
Once his health is
That was
done,
also intentional.
yes, I forgot to warn you all that we do have intentional deaths to ensure that our health reloads at full. Thank you. But, yes. So, we want to whip Count Chocula's head until it screws loose and then summons the Cookie Monster. And then upon the final orb grab, that will be time. And there we will determine which one of our two runners finishes first. Good luck, gentlemen. Have fun. And here we go. Also, my friends, do be sure to look out for a little glitched health block that should be coming up in just a bit. It's always one of my favorite things to get a little giggle or chuckle out of. Here comes Cookie Monster. From my view, LOZ seems to be in the lead, but I'm not entirely sure. Sync things can be sync things. There we go, it's coming up. Get ready on that final orb grab, Simon. I think LOZ is gonna finish first, and time!
Ooh. And 3, 2, 1, time.
Wow, what a race. What was your time, Charlie?
What a close race.
I actually didn't have the clock
Oh,
on.
I 14:30, and I was so. If I wouldn't have missed that last whip, I might have PB'd. That was a great run.
Let's go.
Good game, Charlie. Good game. Good game.
Yeah, if I didn't have the yummy input, then I could have won it.
Oh man, wow. Yeah, I mean that was a great run. That's my second fastest run that I've ever had on whip only. Unbelievable.
I think I got like 14:43 or something like that, according to like the timer in there.
Wow, that was a great match, Charlie. A pleasure racing against you. Wow, I'll have to watch this one back. Very, very, very close.
Yeah.
Indeed. Well, gentlemen, thank you for such an awesome and close race. For those curious, by the way, I would like to say that LOZ's fastest time at current via the leaderboard is 14 minutes, 28 seconds, and 100 milliseconds. And then Charlie's world record is 14 minutes, 22 seconds, 567 seconds. With these two being some of the only runners of the board, we definitely know that there's room for many to join in on the fun. And it doesn't just stop there. The DOS leaderboard also does cover the two other versions of this game for the Commodore Amiga and Commodore 64. So if you'd like to join up, we are absolutely happy to see y'all give it a shot. I know I will soon enough. I mean, hey, I just so happen to be a Castlevania Legends speedrunner. What the heck do I got to lose?
Yeah, what happened to Simon Belmondo?
Yes, I was about to bring that up. So, in Dossylvania, the programmer actually changed it to Belmont. So it's kind of funny how that can happen between versions. A nice little touch. But yeah, and by the way, no second loop in this game. So there you go. All right, LOZ, Charlie, I'll let you both give any shout-outs that you'd like to give, and then I will go ahead and do that for myself as well.
Well, I want to give a shout-out to charlie9631. I mean, I was the one that inspired him to pick this game up, and, you know, he's tore this game apart very quickly. I mean, the first sub 1320 in any percent, he got a 1314, and now he's got the world record in whip only, and I know he can lower that time even further. I mean, he could get the first sub 1420 in that category. I'm proud of the man. He's done really, really good job running the game, and he's the future of this game. Definitely somebody to watch out for in speedrunning marathons to come.
And LZ is like a great game show host on his channel. He also does a couple of speedruns here and there. He used to be like the world record holder of Castlevania MS-DOS for quite a long time, and I learned everything from him. I cannot thank him enough for teaching me how to speedrun this game.
It's my pleasure, Charlie. It's been a lot of fun going back and forth, you know, during the beginning of the year with our any percent times. That was a lot of fun to go back and forth. You had the world record, then I took it back again, then you got the 13-14, just absolutely buried this game. I salute you, Charlie.
Thank you, OZ.
All right, as for me, I'd like to thank both of you for allowing me to hop on for this ride. You know that I always love having the good times with you both, and here's to nothing but a future that's always looking up with you two. With that said, I would like to make a very short plug. I did receive quick permission for this one. I am actually helping a couple of my college buddies set up our very first speedrunning event, and we are calling it Roadrunner Speed Fest. So if anyone is interested in signing up, we will have the Angus.io submissions available soon. It will be a hybrid format, just like what our wonderful pals of Midwest Speed Fest are doing right here, right now. So I'd like to thank them for giving me the chance to quickly mention that. And with that said, my name is TempestMass1000, that's lozcardsfan23, and there's charlie9631. Please give these two wonderful people a follow. They absolutely deserve it. A shout out to our wonderful host Jaxler as well. You rock, man. And yeah, thank you Midwest Speed Fest for having all of us on. We're gonna send it all back to you, but until next time, my friends, for everyone here, we'll be signing off. Ciao, amici.